Goody, goody. Here we are. Hello, hello. Hi, Lisa. Oh no, the Phoenix. So welcome everybody. Akasha here, Nana Akasha, and what a year, right? Oh my gosh, we're coming out of many, many years of the energetics astrologically of being and the eclipses being water and earth. So we've basically been in mud, but we feel like things are going fast. We think things are intense. And so here we are at the threshold of a fire year. And it's a yang, a masculine energy year. We go in the Chinese astrology, we go from a feminine year to a masculine year, feminine and masculine. So we had the dragon year, and that was masculine energy. Not gender, right? This is an energetic tendency. It doesn't mean we stop being. We have to come back and be balanced about both of them. That's what we're doing. And then this last year that we are still sliding out of was the serpent or the snake in feminine energy. And it was a wood, which is growth. But it's been about shedding. It's been about the breakdown, right? It's been about leaving that old identity and sliding out and discovering who are you underneath that snake skin. So powerful transformation here. We are nowhere near done with our metamorphosis. We're in the middle of the decade of metamorphosis, and we're in the middle of that cocoon where the caterpillar becomes completely goo. And the imaginal cell, these are actual cells in the caterpillar that knows who the butterfly is, that knows that, but doesn't know it knows. They begin to come alive and they take over and they say, it's like the whisper in your own heart. It's time. It's time to ascend. It's time to break free. It's time to let go. It's time to burn away everything you believed was true about you, especially if it's not serving, and everyone else. And the big thing we're doing now is actually embodying our true spiritual selves, our identity, our archetypes. We can't do that by spending 1 hour a week with our spiritual practices, with ourself, with our own inner voice. Are you speaking and manifesting your path? Or are you sitting and waiting for it to happen? Well, it'll happen one day, or I don't know where the money is, so I'm not going to take a step forward, right? Or this person's still doing this. This waiting is done, and it's going to become more and more painful. You know how we used to call it the spiritual 2x4, right? You'd get this little nudge, oh, I think I should move, and then it's like, wow, I really feel like I should move, but you don't do anything about it. You don't even go look at stuff, right? And then you get the spiritual 2x4 or whack, maybe you get kicked out of your house or something. So everything is moving us forward on this flow because there's no holding back. If the universe, if the world, if all reality that we live inside of, this time-space continuum, the spiral of the universe is already done, which it is, that means everything you could imagine is already done. So it's out there in the store of the universe, and it isn't for you to figure out how or to go create it or take 20 years to do it. It is already done. Literally, it's right here. It's at your fingertips. So if I was saying, I wish I had a rose quartz heart, I wish I had a rose quartz heart. And it's like, here, I'm holding it. I wish I had it. I wish I had it. I wish I had it. This is exactly the way it is. Yes, some things you wish for will take time in the physical reality to shift, to transform, but it's not going to take the time that you speak into it, because when you speak, in a few years, or when this is done, or when I have this money, or when I feel this thing, or when I don't have that fear, or whatever, I don't know, pick a story. We all have a million of them, right? Of whatever you're putting between you and where you're going. Well, what the energies are telling us, and watch next week, I have a show with Donna Stellhorn, our favorite astrologer, all about February. February is significant because it's the start of the fire horse year. And we start on February 1st with the full moon. And the full moon is in Leo, which is ruled by the sun. So we're starting with sun, light, fire, boom, and going into this incredible experience. Aquarius, we're finally in the age of Aquarius, the age of Pisces, which is the one that most of us lived in most of our lives that we're conscious of, was the age of the victim. All right. It was the age of the fish, the Jesus, the symbol of the victim, the symbol of others having power over you, others threatening your light, your truth, your message. And we did it really well. And now we started this decade with COVID, and all these other things that we didn't know how the breakdown was going to happen. But go back and look at any astrology resort, any prediction, any prophecy, any person who felt what was going to happen. We all knew this decade was the decade. Okay. So we are in the prophesized time. We are not hoping to be significant. We are significant. We are here. You can't be here and not be significant because you chose to be here. So as miserable as you are, as angry as you are at your past or your body or your income or your job or whatever else is happening in your life, stop blaming and all this stuff yourself. Stop abusing yourself. Stop recreating a story about yourself that limits your body's potential, because it has strength. It has regeneration abilities. It has clairaudience and clairsentience abilities. It has time travel abilities. It has astral travel abilities. It has abilities to speak many, many light languages. You already have these within you. So the school this year that we're going to be doing is to awaken these in a conscious way, aligning with your other lives. So being multi-time and space, multi-dimensional, in that you become a master and choose what state you want to experience your life at. So if you're not familiar with my scale of consciousness, go over to the shop and get it. It's free. And it's a very, very powerful tool. It's based on Hawkins' Power versus Force book. So you can find it all over the place. And then I've adapted it. So mine's a little different and we use it all the time. And it's a powerful, powerful tool because you're a multi-dimensional being. That means that you can be way up here in bliss and happiness and joy and then plummet down to anger. Or you could be living in guilt and blame and shame and seeking the peace, but it's so far away from you, right? You understand these states of consciousness are states of emotion, and we've attached stories to them. We've attached identities to them. We've attached good, bad judgments to them. We've attached they will take a long time or they won't take any time. They'll be hard or they'll be easy. I need someone else's permission before I can do or have that, or I don't need someone's permission. So what we are becoming aware of as we become conscious, and everybody is going up, you are riding the spiral of the universe up through time. There's no way to stop it. You can't. But you can decide how you experience it. Are you going to experience it from fear? Are you going to recreate more war, more pain, more poverty by talking about it, seeing it, being afraid of it, feeling guilty of it, blaming some people for the problems on the earth? Stop giving your power away. Stop giving your power away to money, to politics, to the news. Stop giving your power away to the people in your life. Stop giving your power away to your past, to your fear, your anxiety, your negativity. Stop giving your power away to making other people happy. Well, I don't want to speak up and say that I don't want to really do that, or what I really do want to do, or ask people to support me in my path or my spiritual growth, or let go of needing anyone to support me and moving forward on my path anyway. Right. So while I have the shop up, let me just say that the exciting thing is that the Oracle workshop became a 3-part class. And so we've left it up there. It's still 50% off, and you could go grab it and you'll have access to the first 2 classes. They're several hours each, and they include activations of your senses, becoming your oracle, meeting your own inner oracle, activating ancient, sacred feminine priestess type wisdom techniques, reconnecting you to your past and re-embodying, being the oracle, finding the places that you are afraid still of owning your power, speaking your voice, being psychic, that burned at the stake syndrome. Because as you grow, you must feel safe in your body. You must feel safe to express yourself. You must feel safe to walk into every moment that's on your path, knowing, not hoping, not fearing, but knowing that everything you could possibly require is there for you. Yet it will only appear for you in that moment in time. So let's say, in a week, you're going to be somewhere. Let's say the 1st of the February, the full moon. And when you get to the 1st of February, the full moon, you have a few weeks now. You will be a different person. You're going to die to who you were when you got on this call, and you're going to be a different person when you get off this call. You're not the same person moment to moment. You're not the same person after you have a conversation, after you have a healing, after you go to sleep. You changing, you're evolving all the time. And we have to stop fearing death and realize the eternal now is death and rebirth. Death and rebirth. That is the cycle. It is happening. It is the Ouroboros, right? That symbol of the sacred ancient mystery school alchemical symbol of the serpent or the dragon that swallows its tail. The never ending thing. But better is that it's a spiral. So understand we are in an ever evolving, upward moving spiral. Time and space is a structure of the universe, Nacht, and it's an illusion, but we believe the illusion and we came and got a body to live in the illusion. So it's not bad. It's just that if it's not what you want, stop agreeing to it. Stop speaking it. Stop believing it. Stop being afraid of it. Stop thinking there's no way out. Stop thinking it's solid. So what does all that mean? It's time for the phoenix. It's time for the fire. So this year of the fire, I'm going to give a little brief background of the energies we're talking about. And then we're going to talk about the rising from the ashes, because this is such a powerful metaphor, but it's also an energetic truth that we are in this moment of rebirth. We are resurrecting the truth of who we are from the fear that said, I'm not speaking up anymore. I'm not using my powers. I was burned at the stake. I was beheaded. I was outcast. I was ridiculed. I was threatened. I was locked away in a nunnery. I was, excommunicated. I was disowned. I lost my job. I lost my reputation. I was beat up. I was killed. People I love were killed. Okay. The list could go on. And it's a history book. So let's leave it in history. Let's become new. Let's not be history. Let's gain the wisdom from history. Let's ask Grandmother Ishmukane, our beautiful heart of the earth. So the sacred Maya that I live here with, and she's my life guide. This beautiful is Grandmother Ishmukane, and she's the heart of the earth. And she sits at the heart of the earth, and she takes everything from you. She doesn't judge you. She loves you unconditionally. And she takes whatever you don't want, your fear, your pain, your anxiety, the past, the trauma, whatever it is you want to get rid of, whatever it is you feel that isn't serving you, known and unknown. You give it to her willingly, and she immediately will transmute it. She will compost it, and she will feed you back the power. You compost the shit, it turns into fertilizer. The trees leave, decompose, and then feed the tree. Your pain, your past is your wisdom, is your power, is what makes you the wise one, the medicine woman, the sacred man, okay? And you're walking that path now, whether you like it or not. That's why you came here. So welcome, my sister and brother. And the beautiful thing is that she's there all the time. And this is Mother Moon. And they are one. You see them here with their arms around each other's shoulder. So she is both the heart of the earth and she's Mother Moon. And our beautiful rabbit is fertility, abundance, right? All right. So that's just the beginning of the magic and the mystery. We are going to be diving in this year to the mysteries of the fire and the mysteries of the fire priestess, specifically meaning the sacred feminine aspects of the element of fire. Now, we work with all the elements. We work with ritual. We work with all of the kingdoms. We work with the magical kingdoms and the goddesses. We work with the animal spirits and the kingdoms. We work with the collectives, like the dolphins in person, the dolphin collectives, the dolphin spirit guides, the dolphins from other planets. We work with star beings. We work with ourselves in other lives. We work with our past lives, our potential future lives. We find and reconnect to us as teachers or as students, and we recollect that power, that wisdom, or we get back onto that path to continue our studies that maybe were interrupted by something in a life that felt uncompleted and then brought us into fear. There's a lot of us are being called back to schools in the Pleiades, in Sirius, in the star schools, the universities that we've all been to and trained in. We are becoming galactic beings. And the Maya believe that in their astrology, their sacred geometry, their sacred calendar, and I'm doing Mayan birth destiny chart reading, so please come and get one because they're so mind-blowing. And these energies are here carrying us in every day, supporting us specifically in our birth sign, in what we were what we were born to do. And we have a left hand power, a feminine power. We have a right hand or a masculine power. One of these signs, one of these energies, one of these beings that came with all of its powers, all of its characteristics to assist us in our masculine energy and everything we want to create with it, and in our feminine energy and everything we want to do with it. So that means it embodies not just what we want to do now, but it gives us the power to balance ourselves in harmony and rebirth in a pure form. The problem is we keep holding on to our old lives. We keep saving the house or the job or the relationship that keeps trying to leave. Maybe you're not willing to say you're done with it, or maybe you get fired and you think it was a bad thing instead of going, wow, I'm free, I'm liberated. What was this for? My spirit has great things for me on my path. And we are talking about no longer having the luxury of choosing what we want to release. We are going into fire. So let's think about fire. Fire, when you touch a candle, you can touch it and have no pain, or you can touch it and burn yourself, right? You can burn very, very badly your body. We have a history of people using fire against each other, burned at the stake, burning your house down, burning your crops. And you can think about many cultures. The Vikings would rape and pillage and then burn the house down. And the white guys in America would rape and pillage the Indian villages and then burn them down. So it's a common tool that was used against people. Next, because we have been threatened and tortured with fire specifically as the most famous of the time, there's drownings and all kinds of other very creative, incredibly horrific things that the Catholic Church specifically and other people joined in, thought up to do to women specifically, but meaning anyone exhibiting that sacred feminine ability to speak with other dimensions. Why? Because when you want control over somebody, they can't get direct access to the divine. If you have direct access to Gaia, to the crystals, if you have direct access to the trees or to jaguar medicine, if you have direct access to the ancestors, if you're a spirit speaker, if you're a shaman, if you were born to be somebody who works with these energies and you have these skills and you have direct access, then you have the freedom to be who you are, to get your own answers, and they have nothing to do with someone else's opinion. So all of the controlling political systems, religious systems, family systems, school systems, gender systems, everything that has judged us, that has told us who we have to be, what we need to be, is falling apart. And now we're at the point where it's like, okay, you've had your chance to see everything's falling apart, and we're coming in and we're torching it. Now, you don't have to be afraid of that. We're talking spiritually, we're talking energetically, but we're talking very, very seriously, because when you are inside of this energy, it is what you're feeling. It is what you're seeing. It's like being inside of a volcano or being on top of a mountain. Is there going to be a difference in what you are thinking, what you are doing, what you prepare yourself to do? Prepare yourself for heat or for cold, for wind or for dark. Are you ready for what's going to happen? Because you don't know how it's going to unfold. You can get your astrology readings. You can follow your Mayan day signs and know who you are and work with the signs of the sacred feminine numbers. But as these come up, the ancient priestesses are talking. The stones are speaking. They're speaking more than ever before. The crystals woke up about 7 years ago, and they started talking. And the crystals from Atlantis and Lemuria that are deep in the oceans, the crystals that are in the vortexes and in the land still, the crystals that are in your house and in your jewelry, they're all talk to each other, and they were all put to sleep. We were all have just come through a dark age. And that means that for many, many, many reasons, and we could talk for like a year about the sacred geometry and the mysteries and the cycles of the equinoxes and all of these sacred things. Just trust me that when you look at what the wisdom keepers knew is that this time was going to come, and that we would be here now, and that we have everything within us if we would look at it, but we are severely distracted by the world. So we are not burning everything down, like cut up all your credit cards and never have credit again. How is that a solution? There are going to be things that come into your life, unless you're somebody who can buy a house outright, where you're going to need credit, and you're going to need to buy a house or whatever, right? And it's going to be the best thing that ever happened to you. And instead of thinking it is bad, or that you're irresponsible, or that you don't trust yourself, or that it'll run away, or you have a family that looks down on using it, or that if you have debt, you can't go do something you want because you have to pay that debt first. You have to take and break down all of these inner rules, because when you enter the fire, it burns everything. It's the only element that is pure. You can pollute water, air, and earth, but you can't pollute fire. So we are going through a 2-year deep cleansing, and we're cleansing with the element of fire, always supported by the other elements. We are in a deep level of sacred feminine powers and mysteries awakening, not just in the stones, not just in the priestess lineages, not just on the other planets, not just in the sacred groves, not just in the full moon, not just if you belong to a circle, but inside of you. Your waters within you are connected to the waters of the earth, are connected to the waters of the ancients, are connected to the souls of the sea, are connected to your subconscious and your intuition and the primordial reason that we're all here, and that you are a part of everything. You are literally the beginning. You are not separate. You are not bad. You are not wrong. You are not who you think you are, but you came here to be this person. But how much have you loved and accepted yourself? Or how much have you done like I believed that you weren't good enough, that you had to work harder, that you had to wait, that you shouldn't speak up, that there was something that was going to happen to you? This is our time of reclaiming the power of the fire and not letting anyone use it against us mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and so on. We will be freeing the ancestors, because we are now in a spiral of time where the awareness that we are timeless and ageless and eternal has become the central core of the timeline that we're walking. So regardless of the timelines you branch off on, the core timeline we are in agreement on right now is called the universe. And the universe, or the multiverses all within this universe, is a spiral light structure that curves like it has one foot. And then everything is replicated from that. So our DNA is a spiral. Time moves in a spiral. Waters that come from your eyes go in a spiral. Wind goes through certain things and turns into a spiral. Plants unfold as a spiral. Life unfolds in the Fibonacci spiral. Sacred sites are aligned to the sacred spiral. If you understand the spiral, you're never at the same place. So you don't go, oh no, but you can move up and down it. And that's the place that you chose to manifest, because your special skills, your special love, your special opportunities, the special you that you came here to be and express and discover and create from is ready for the imaginal cell within you to really break open. So what do we have to do? If you've ever looked at how some foods are processed, hi, for Flo. It's a little bit like, they call them Nuez de India here, cashews. It's a kind of an intense process that even includes like some acid to get this intense shell around the cashew off. If it's a seed, nut is a seed, then it contains the blueprint for what it can become, and one seed can become hundreds, and every one of those 100 seeds can become hundreds. And if we are the carrier of the seeds, that then we pull from what we wish to weave our reality from, then we have to die to the old. We can't carry the burden. We can't stay with the abusive person while feeling good about ourselves and finding what it's like to be free and finding out how to speak up for ourselves without being mean or cruel and not being afraid of people and learning to trust again, right? So it may be you already did this scenario in another story, what other kind? You've left something that was limiting you, and there may be an uncertainty, or everything is changing or falling apart very quickly, very common right now. So why? Because we've been shedding. We have to see who we are at the deepest core of who we are. Snake slides out of the skin by sliding over rough rocks or between them, or thorny bushes. So there's beautiful serpents here. And when we're at the sacred sites, we literally will see a snake skin hanging out between the rough rocks of the edge of a pyramid or something. And it's just hanging there, you know? So what that snake did was went up over those rough rocks on purpose so it would hang on to that skin and help it slide out of it. And we've seen them hanging from thorny bushes. You know, so they clearly like go up and then let this. Well, if you equate that to challenging, painful, scary, uncertain, destructive things happening in your life, you know, uncertain of who you are, what you want to do. If you've gotten what you wanted, now you don't know what you want, or you've never been able to think what you want, and now you're being told to think about what you want. We're all on the time continuum of these same experiences, and you might be repeating them, but at different levels because you're the spiral going up. And we're at a level of unity, which says you've got to burn away the false illusions that you are separate. Everything is within you. You are the universe. Everything is birthed from you. Everything around you is a mirror. Everything around you will not change by you yelling at the mirror. You smile first. I'm not smiling till you smile. I'm not going to be happy till you say, I'm going to be mad until you realize I'm mad. Okay? You can't do that. Not that you don't speak up in a situation like, I'm not talking to you if you're yelling at me. Thank you. We'll come back to this another time when we can all be civilized. And now I'm removing myself from the situation. And then energetically and spiritually in your inner self, you say, I'm dead to that. I'm no longer standing for people's abuse, but I don't have to blame them and attack them in response, because that creates more of that. How can I stay centered, peaceful, and beautiful? How can I simply say no? How can I say, I'm done with that? Thank you. Yes, I played that game with you, whatever, pick anything, right? Any belief in lack, anything that makes you feel like there's a power outside of you. You can't get past a certain income level. You can't get over a particular fear of your health or a manifestation in your body, or you keep repeating relationships, anything. Okay. It isn't that you are supposed to figure that out. You're supposed to slide out of it into who you are now. And then you still have relationships and you still attract income, but you do it differently because you're fully formed inside of you. Your spirit came with the blueprint, just like every other seed, and you're fully formed. So what are we doing? If you've ever seen after a forest fire, it seems very, very horrifying. However, if you, and you go back in the spring, it is covered in wildflowers. It is one of the most exquisite things I've ever seen in my life. New growth everywhere, sprouts and green, and it's all amidst this dirty, blackened wood stumps, that this new gorgeous life is flowering. And it's flowering in unity. They're all flowering together. There's nothing breaking them up. The old has gone. The new is being born. The trees are resprouting too. Should we be okay burning things down? Don't go burn down a forest. No, it's a metaphor for saying when you burn away, new growth happens, new birth happens. The wisdom of the fire priestesses, of the wisdom of the fire talkers, the whisperers, you could not just touch fire or manifest fire or light a candle like this, but you can speak into the consciousness of fire. And fire were used against each other by firing someone from a job, right? Or burning them at a stake, or burning down the. And when you step into the fire consciously, when you say, no, the fire doesn't burn me. No, you don't get to use this against me. There is no karma. I'm not playing that game anymore. I'm stepping onto a different wheel. Thank you very much. I'm leaving the ride now. Everybody continue doing whatever you want. It is not for me to say. I'm done though, and I'm getting on this other ride. And this ride is where you let what is not working in your life truly burn to the ground. So if you're familiar with the ancient concept of the people who were conquering and pillaging everybody, they would get in a boat and they would go to somebody else's land, and their intent was to attack them and kill them and take their stuff. And so they would land. Well, everybody that was there was looking at probably dying, right? You have to go into a battle and all of that. So they literally would burn the ships. Now you have no escape. You can't run away. You're in a foreign land. You fight or you die. And it's taking away those options to turn around, to go back to your old habits, to go back to believing you're not enough, to go back to believing in lack, to go back to believing in karma. We don't live there anymore. It is done. Burn the karma. There's no debt. You may be seeing debt around you. Stop looking at the world around you as proof of what actually is or the potential. This is your past. Everything around you is your past. It is not your future yet, but it may be from your birth or from another life. It may be from 3 days ago, but it's also including in a small percentage of it, the transformation into who you're becoming voluntarily or consciously or not. And it may be congruous, could easy and fun and wow, look who I'm becoming. And oh my God, look at that. And no, I don't want that anymore. Isn't that interesting? And you just are in curious realization and recognition of who you are, acceptance of who you are. Realize yourself. It's the best wisdom from the goddess temple, the Delphi temple at the Oracle of Delphi. And this is such a famous, rich, wealthy, revered, respected, sacred feminine path that was the richest city in the planet at that time, I believe, and of anybody who knew of it. And warlords, kings, queens, mothers, fathers, grandfathers, chicken farmers, everybody came to ask a question. Everybody paid something. Someone paid a chicken. Somebody built a treasury and filled it with gold. Somebody had a carving of the beautiful phoenix, the Greek phoenix, installed there on a big pillar as you come in. And some people made plaques, and they showered gifts onto the sacred feminine power, this entire place that existed 100% because it's Gaia's umbilical cord. It's the direct connection. And then we had Daphnis, the oracle, who came, and she was the daughter of Gaia, and she lived in the caves, and people went to her. And then they brought her down from the caves, and she sat on a rock, and it's still there, the oracle rock, and people would come to her. And then they built a temple, and they stuck her inside of a room, and people would come to her. And then they put priests between her and the people, and they would ask the questions, and they would interpret the answer, and then they would take it to the people, and you didn't see the oracle anymore. And this was how the sacred feminine was taken out of direct connection with us. It's just one culture, which is the Greek myth story. We have it in every culture of how the masculine overrode the feminine. This is where we came from. And then we went all the way down to squashing, burning, taking away power, taking away rights, taking away everything from women, which represented the sacred feminine. But then even men who had a connection to their sacred feminine intuitive powers were either revered like Merlin, who also lived in times when even he was threatened because of his magic, when the fear of magic, the fear of you knowing something, because the people who fear magic, the people who fear psychic powers, the people who look down on it the most, like maybe the church or the Spanish Inquisition, they know it's real. They use it against us. They've used it against us to create this barrier to be between us and the earth mother, us and the divine. They've blocked our ability to trust and to believe in and to continue to grow and to prosper, feeling safe in our bodies and safe in our world and provided for with enough money. All of these patterns come from the lack because of the fear and the belief in this matrix that we've lived in that say, you don't have the right. You have to go to work. You have to be paid this much. Money only comes from these ways. You only get this much time off a year. Who do you think you are? You can go on this, but you can't go on that. How many trips do you get? Do you get to live your spiritual path? Do you get to be happy when other people aren't happy? Are you going to listen to yourself? Or are you going to wait for other people to be happy with what you do? Are you going to follow your heart, or are you going to struggle because you're willing to hold back the truth of who you are? Now, if you went to an oracle, you would trust the answer. You revered the answer, respected the answer. So the burning this year is to burn away your doubt and your lack of trust and your fear of and your squashed imagination. How we were all told it's for little girls, it's stupid, it's only your imagination, it's not real, or it's feared as a psychic power, as a sorceress or a high priestess, or almost every single woman of power in history was turned into a demon, a warlord, a monster, or erased. And what we're finding, the truth is that every culture, most of the enlightened cultures, there was a man and a woman, a priest and a priestess calling in each direction. There was a priest and a priestess. Now you had priestess training that was all women, and you had priest training that was all men, but then they also had co-training, and there was a synergy, and this was not one against the other. This was mastering. And so when we say we're ready to be the voice of the goddess, of the divine, of the mother, of the sacred plan, of the mission of earth, of saving the earth, what turns your light on? What lights your fire? Find it. Do you want to save the animals? Do you want to save the oceans? Do you want to be kind to the earth? Do you want to save, abandoned children? What is it that it lights you up? But it doesn't have to be a lost cause. And then you need to look at, are you helping it, or are you creating more of it? Because you're not here to wound. But if you are seeing people as victims, if you're speaking their story, if you're carrying around sorrow, if you think it's impossible to cure that disease, impossible to stop people from being cruel, impossible to end war, then you are part of the problem, and you have to get control. So the fire is going to come, and you're going to have some big struggles if you don't look at the invitations as they come to you. And it is not easy to walk the priestess path. It is not easy to realize you have a sacred mission, because then it has to take priority over everything else you were told, right? That took priority. You have to give to everyone else first. You can't have this. You have to do that. And even when you have children, please take care of your children. However, it doesn't mean you have to not live your life. It doesn't mean you have to not be who you are. In fact, your children need to see you being who you are. They need to see you taking time for yourself, see you increasing your spiritual things, see you becoming a kinder, more loving, more radiant person. So they have a role model for that. When you don't live your life, when you separate your spirituality from your children, from your family, and yes, I understand some of you have families, it's not safe to do that. So please don't do it until it's safe. But when we do that with our children, or when we make choices in our life to, well, I won't go on that retreat, or I won't take that class, or I won't meditate in the mornings because, there's no time, or no one will help me, or, it doesn't matter. I'm not saying you don't have these challenges, but you don't have to believe those challenges are real. You can believe there's other ways for things to happen. And all we have to do is re-embody ourselves, be safe inside ourselves, accept and receive this solution to any problem, because it's already here. In the now, already done, waiting for us. What's the best way to access this? Burn, right? Burn it, burn it, burn it. So I love fire. I am a fire sign. I'm a double fire sign in the Western tropical astrology. And I'm a shaman and a day keeper, which is a type of wisdom keeper of cycles of time and sacred time, and a birth wisdom, astrology, basically, of your birth, and the cycles of time that are happening and how these are interacting right now. So how to read time now, and how to read your personal blueprint, And how do we free ourselves to be able to tap into what the energies are offering us right now, which I mentioned earlier is unity consciousness. So this year I'm going to be doing a series of ancient wisdom teachings from the Maya, from the Celts, from the Egyptians, from the Lakota, from star beings, from the Pleiades for sure, different kinds of animal realms. They're wanting to come forward, and the most primary right now is Atlantis and Lemuria, because these are our root races in more ways than we can imagine. So instead of going into, is it a fantasy? No, it's not. But the bigger part is it's our root race of everyone who exists right now. And then we have Pleiadian is what the Maya have a strong connection to, coming from the Pleiades, Orion, Sirius, and so on. We embody all those star and galactic beings. Yes, we're all star seeds. It's not like, oh, that person gets to be one and I'm not. No, you have a different way of embodying it. You have a different blueprint of seeing the world. You have a different blueprint of past powers, wisdoms, stresses, and experiences. So I know that if you've had challenges in your life, you're a spiritual rock star. You came here with a lot of strength. You came here. You are never, ever, ever have anything in your life. And I can promise you, I've been wanting to kill myself, and I was told by spirit, you are never given anything you can't handle. And for some reason that got through to me. I was like, what? I can handle this. I can survive this. You mean I can heal from this? There's a good reason for this. My daughter died. I didn't want that to happen. So, that was a light, a thread to find a new life, to resurrect, to come from the eternal now of something that I was living and hoping and building my future on, dying, shedding, sliding out of that. That wasn't going to happen anymore. She wasn't going to be in this life, in person, in that body as who she was. We weren't going to do the things that I thought this wasn't going to happen. But it isn't bad. It is painful for us emotionally, but it isn't bad spiritually, and it isn't hurting because we're eternal. So when the snake slides out, it's perfectly formed already. It already has its new colors, its new patterns. It's added a rattle, which is like adding a crown chakra. It's added, it's grown. It has sacred geometry built into its all the little scales, certain numbers in certain places. It's just the most stunning thing, like the turtle. The turtle is the sacred calendar. It has the 13 on its back. Our turtle's here. So we're that way. We're encoded as well. Our bodies are encoded, even though you can't see a shell. It's like, hey, there's 13 numbers back there and it's sacred time. You carry that kind of wisdom. And so when we step into the fire, we do it in a way where we do it because we choose. We do it because we've gone through all the initiations. We've gone through the challenges. We've gone through the trials. We've gone through the hero's journey. We've decided that we're not wounded and it hurts us. We're decided we're going to become the wounded healer. We're the whole wounded person that accepts all parts of us. And then we can step into the fire, and then we can become whole. We can become the lava, the mud of this past energies is going to bring the fire in now. And what is that? That's lava. And what is lava? It's new earth. It's literally creating new earth, new land. So within you, you're ascending to create your new reality, because your world is your planet and you get to decide the atmosphere on it. What does that mean? What do you think? What do you feel? What do you believe is true? Speak it, think it, feel it, become coherent, and you're going to create a reality that's beyond anything you can imagine. Harmony, bliss, all these things, but you have to start to imagine. So why are we burning this away? So that we can access our number one most powerful power, our imagination. Now, our imagination is been belittled and it's been honored. It's been revered and it's been slandered. It's been generally in my culture belittled, looked down on. It's something for little kids. It's your only imagination. Be responsible, be realistic, stop talking to fairies. You're embarrassing, and all of that. So You've probably been through a life journey where you were super connected and talking to fairies and doing whatever your thing. And then you left that because it wasn't acceptable in your world. You fit into your world and you learned your culture. And then maybe around puberty or something, your skills came back and then you got talked out of them into being responsible and getting a job, right? And then you did this and then whatever. All of us, we have a different journey, but that journey is profound because you are on that path and you're constantly being reborn and dying. You're shedding your skin and being reborn, and your inner self already knows who you are. You don't have to worry about it. You have to keep speaking that I am, and that I am here and I'm ready and I'm rebirthing and I'm connected to my divine purpose and I'm ready to live my path and my mission is encoded within me. And the more I step onto my mission, the less I chase, the less I rush, the less I believe and understand and know that anything outside of me has the answer or has the power. It has to be generated from within me. So I generate it from within me, and then I go out in the world and I enjoy what I've created. And then I come back like an infinity symbol and I think about what is it I want? What is it I want? And I put it out in the world and it reflects exactly what I felt. And then I come back and I enjoy it. And I come back into here. This is how we're meant to live in the world. It's a feedback system that's meant to feed us back exactly what we want. And it's a feedback system that if this isn't what you want right now today, then get to work finding, telling us what you do want, because this is the orders we got from the frequency. This is what you've put into your time-space continuum. You can change it and you are changing it, but you're seeing a reflection of the past while entering it as the future. This is where you have to become the heart of the sky, the heart of the earth, the above, the below, the within, the without, the shaman and the divine one, the human body, the midwife, and the spirit being, the I am presence of who you are. You have to connect to your ancient priestess, shaman, wisdom keepers, your expertise in certain areas, your connections to people, your visionary qualities, whatever it is, who knows what amazing things you carry, and your future potentials, because they're all done. They're all lined up. And the one that you'll end up living in tomorrow or the next week or 2 years from now completely depends on who you are right now, who you're saying, what you're believing, what you're putting your energy into. And you never believe what you see around you, to the point where, of course, you take care of it. If there's a truck coming at you, please step out of the way. But you never believe, oh, I've been doing this work on my self-esteem, and look, this thing in my life hasn't changed at all. Don't go looking for signs. Now you just left what you asked for. You left the future you that's living in the happiness, I love myself, peace, or whatever. And you've gone back and said, where is it? Where is it? Well, if you don't think it's there, if you're not acting as if it's there, if you're not letting it manifest, you have to be the GPS signal. And the more constant you are, denying reality and being a lunatic to all the people around you, that's okay. You have to be like, that's not what I heard you say. I know that I will be there at the pyramid when that serpent comes down in March. I will be there chanting those sacred chants. I will be with Nan. I will be with Miguel. I will be with Maria. I will be with this group. I will be with the ancestors and the priestesses. I will feel the vibrations. The stones are speaking to me. And then you move from I will, because you had to choose it, to go from I don't know, or if I should or can't and whatever, or I didn't pay attention, to okay, I am there. I'm already there. How will it feel? It's going to be amazing. I'm going to feel like this. I'm going to feel like that. You're going to pretty soon be able to beam up and transport there, because that's what we're doing. The more you embody and see and imagine it, the more you think it and feel it, the more energies go, look, and they come towards you. And then you hold it for a minute. It's not that easy, but keep doing it. And then more comes. And then pretty soon you're the magnetic, overflowing, attractive vortex field of what you want. And that's all you see. And that's all you look for. And that's all that shows up. And now you're living in your flow. And this is what you're doing now already. It's just hasn't been aware of how to use these energies. And you weren't in the unity consciousness right now. So we have so much support. So let's dive a little bit deeper. Hi, Sylvie. Self-generation concept is so important. To walk the path of the phoenix is to transcend the wounded healer paradigm. Exactly. In exchange for the healed healer path. Perfect. One secret of the phoenix is that she ignites her own nest. Exactly. And makes a conscious decision. It is time to transform and rise in freedom. Exactly. Burn the bridges, burn the nest, burn the comfort zone. Die to who you thought you were, die to how you saw it. It doesn't have to be painful and dramatic, but it has to be conscious now. You have to, like you said, she chooses. She does, no one else burns her. No one else chooses. No one else chooses when she is reborn out of the ashes either. The flames don't hurt her. So I have an article. Let me share it with you that I think we shared with you, but hopefully you can up, or we'll share it with you. I think it might be here in the link. And where is it? I guess it's here. And just came out this week in Awaken magazine. And it's all about the Phoenix, and it's all about reclaiming our power with the fire. So today we're talking about Phoenix alchemy. And if you've been with me for a while, or you were in the Ancestor Magic class, Alchemy of Abundance is what we did in the fall. It turned into a Mayan day sign, powerful class of working with these day energies, with these sacred feminine number energies, these conscious energies, not just of our birth sign, but which are happening every day, and allowing them to say, today's a good day for this, and be supported instead of forcing ourselves on our logical path. I have to do this today, when the energies are saying you should be going subconscious, you should be relaxing, you should be lighting fires to the ancestors, you should be asking for, for everyone to be freed from prisons, you should be quietly doing this, you should be out, doing that. So as we're rising from the ashes, this is what my magazine article looks like, I guess. It's called Phoenix Alchemy, Rising from the Ashes as the Illusion that Kept Humanity Small Burns Away. Now, what does this mean, and why is it important? So I'm going to share a little bit of it. Here's where you go. That's a little bit hard, but like I said, if it's not here now, it'll be in the email, and we'll be doing some Facebook posts as well. If you go to awakenmagazine.com and you put in Nana Kasha, you'll find all of my articles as well. So now, this is the article, and last week we did the Oracle live stream, and it ended up being class 1. It was powerful activation, and then readings, and then another activation, and readings, and then another. I think there were at least 3 in there. So for those of you that joined the course, the workshop that we did on Sunday, woo, it was so good. We've now added a 3rd class for the same 50% off. So go get it if you haven't yet, and join us on the 31st of January. So in the meantime, what's going to happen is that you can use the first 2 classes and all the different activations over and over to be activating and meeting your inner oracle, be cleansing and clearing from these old fears we've been talking about, and tuning into these new energies of the year. Because this is going to be air and fire showing up in our eclipses, those are portals to massive change that close the door on the past. The next few weeks, what's key is look for things that are holding you back that may not be a big deal. So, oh, I'm fine, I'm doing my thing, this is an annoyance, but I don't bother. Look underneath the covers. Look at the things that you still believe that you're carrying around that are annoying, or that you might be letting to stop you, that aren't a big deal, but it's time for you to look at them and say, oh, let's clean this, let's dust this, let's pull the burrs out, let's let that wound heal, and then become empowered by that wound. Wounds are not to hurt us. Wounds are portals to power. Wounds open because it's the most powerful path to what we are ready to become. And the universe is already opening the doors. It's waiting. All right. So we went into this a little bit. I'm going to start here. And as we get into this, the article, I'll just go forward slowly for a minute, we'll come back, is moving us into this year of the fire. So deep, slow, earthy year of the snake into the fast, catalytic year of the fire horse. If we're going to rise from the ashes, we have to burn. We have to die. We have to deconstruct. We have to think differently. We have to work from a different paradigm, a different perception. We have to believe something different about ourselves, different about other people. We have to let them have what they want to do. Let people do what they want. Come back inside here. Stop changing the mirror, or yelling at the mirror, or waiting the mirror out here. All the people. all the things happening. All right. If you're tuned into it and you've been a part of creating it, I'm sorry, but that's what Ho'oponopono is for, is to recognize if I'm talking about war all the time, or I'm talking about people who do bad things all the time, I am actually a part of creating bad people who do bad things all the time. So you're like, well, how do I become aware of it and stop it? Become aware of it, accept it, feel it, understand that you're part of creating it. You've experienced it. Yes, it's hard, but you have to heal it within yourself, and then it is healed for everyone in your reality. And it's up to them if they choose to be healed. But we can't hold back healing ourselves. We can't hold back becoming whole. And the fire year is just, we really have to come back to school, right? We have to come back to the mysteries. We have to come back to sacred earth energy. We have to come back to our galactic tone. We have to remember that there's frequencies working with us and for us. Like when you learn the Mayan day signs and you realize your whole life, they've been here walking with you, not only every one of them, because every day is different, but your specific birth sign and all the other signs that go into your destiny chart. You are so you get like, oh, wow, you've been here all this time. How did I not know? This is where we've been. We're waking up to so many things that are supporting us. But what do we have to do? We have to do two things. We have to let go of the past, like the snake, stripping us, pulling us inward, deeper, deeper, darker, darker, into Shibalba, into our pains, into our fears, releasing our identities, releasing our relationships, releasing our beliefs and our timelines, because there's no way to move forward with all of that. So if you feel like, wow, yeah, my life's been just weird and confused and falling apart, and you look back over the last 2, 3, 5 years, maybe more, depending on the cycle you're in your own life, it's supposed to do this. It isn't that I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I won't be here for you, but it is that we're not going to relate in the same way. People are not going to agree to the same thing. And the more you hold the frequency of, I live in harmony, respect, and bliss, and I let everything else burn away. And I don't burn it because I hate it. I don't burn it because I'm hurting someone. I don't burn it because I'm getting retribution or vengeance. You never do anything with those low states of consciousness because you're creating more of it. Stop it. And then it comes back to you and you're the creator and it's the only thing you get. We're literally abusing ourselves. We're using our powers and our word against ourselves, and we can't do it anymore. So the invitation to get on the path of the priestess, the wise one, get on the path of your soul, your spirit, is that you have to agree to become self-realized. And that's the path of the oracle. Now, there's many names for it, but it's specifically the path of the oracle, which just means becoming a vessel for communication, becoming a pillar of light between the worlds, becoming a clear and open channel, a conduit. And when you realize you are one, you have been one, and then maybe you remember that you were trained in Delphi as an oracle, or every other tradition had oracles, so don't worry. Maybe you called it something different. Maybe you were called it being a shaman or a medicine man, and there's specialties that branch off of it. But the first thing is we have to remember we're telepathic, and that's a blueprint. It's like your nervous system. You can't take your nervous system out and then continue your life. So your telepathic system is in there, but how much of it are we using? How much of it are we trusting? How much of it are we nourishing and respecting and talking to and rejuvenating? So there's so much that we've carried, like backpacks of trash that we don't need. And we are letting it go because we don't have to agree to the past. We don't have to follow a tradition. We don't have to please anyone else. It's time for all of that to end. Then we have to be reborn as our true spiritual identity that isn't ego-driven. So I care about everyone. I see that we are one. In Lakech, Shalakin, I am another you. You are another me. If I acknowledge that in every minute, then I'm right here talking to me, and you are there talking to you. Hi, how you doing? We happen to be together in this time and place. So how cool. Let's play together. Let's create together. What is your medicine? Are you a snake woman? Are you a jaguar woman? Are you a wolf man? Are you are you a moon person? Are you a water person? Do you see, visions? Are you a techie that can see this, all this incredible new possibilities coming together, and then you can bring it into something and you wire up some new thing? What are the skills you have and how can we weave them together for all of us? So to come into one source energy, to become lava, to come in and burn the blanket and then start over with new threads that we all bring, building strength, completing old stories, preparing for your next flight. Right now, that's where we are. So we are shedding, and we have several weeks before the fire starts, but we'll continue to shed. But this is about getting ready to purify. So if you were going out on a retreat into the jungle, you would pack certain things. You would bring your lighters and your sacred things to burn, and you would bring, you would make sure you had what you needed in order to walk through the wilderness without support. You, nature, Gaia, earth, air, water, and whatever you bring with you, you're doing the same now. You're stepping into a new journey. It has a new energy. So what burns becomes fuel. What is poop, literally coming out of a horse, turns into the best fertilizer. So our pains and fears that we see as something bad can be transmuted by Grandmother Ishmukane, the violet flame, any aspect of this. And then we can rise from the ashes by seeing that inside of it is wisdom, strength, knowledge, pearls, gifts. Strength is very important. So from the ashes of the past, the future is born. The future is not born on top of the past. The future cannot be sustained, supported on the past, because that foundation will not be stable. We're getting a chance to be a part of building the new foundation of the new earth. And what are we putting into it? Well, I'm putting harmony and bliss and healing and love and prosperity for everyone, and then going deeper to where I am not carrying that myself. Where am I still holding any tiny scrap of an energy that would be agreeing to limitation, not feeling good about myself, not allowing the flow, not allowing myself to fully align with all the people, places, things, prosperity, money, opportunities, ideas, friends, sunsets, spiritual experiences, everything. There's just an infinite number of beautiful things, but you can't attract all of them, and you can't birth all of them. What burns becomes fuel. Be exceptionally respectful of your past and your trials and everyone involved in it, and accept and let them all go. And that's a form of burning the bridge. It doesn't have power over you. It doesn't get to decide how you feel, what you mean, what you think is possible for you. It doesn't tell you anymore that you're wounded, you're not strong enough, you're weak. While respecting the truth of your situation, please, okay? You birth your future from ashes, because in the ashes are the minerals. It is fertilizer. And whatever is burned still has its essence in those ashes, but it is not structure. So you draw from it, you are nourished from it, but you're nourished from it to birth something new. And then the timeline that couldn't move me forward. Your life is a series of initiations, all of us. You go through them. Now we are preparing for the next flight. And that flight is fire horse energy, speed and strength and sovereignty. The yang fire horse is a masculine. That means it's strong. It is not hurting people. It is not taking over, but we may see it interpreted that way. But guess what? It's creating a barrier between those who wish to use the energy to conquer, suppress, from greed, from control. There's going to be a barrier between those people. But those people and those paradigms are going to be fed by this energy. So they're going to, you may see an explosion of people doing things, but you can't believe it. You can't buy into it. Can't go and live in that world and lecture them. Keep your purity here. Direct that yang horse, direct that strong, still, foundational masculine energy into founding this world of peace, this world of prosperity, this world. But you first have to respect yourself You have to first let yourself prosper. You have to first receive and ask and all of that. And then that overflows to giving that to everybody else. That's how you save the world. You don't go fix the world and suffer, sacrifice, and make yourself not have anything. But you also don't need to hold on to needing a whole bunch of stuff to be good enough. You're done. You're there. You're here. You're now. It's all good. What does the fire horse do? It bursts forward. It's decisive, it's powerful, it's alive. This is going to be a year of momentum and clarity and courage and embodiment while stuff's going to be falling apart. Relationships aren't going to sink. You're going to be like, I don't even understand it. But if you got out of your ego and your emotion and your identity, you would say, yeah, that relationship is not serving me because I am growing. I'm becoming sovereign. Structures that cannot hold truth anymore are going to fall away for all of us, for you individually. Might be the way you think about yourself. Might be the way you interact with your family. Might be what you put up with at your job or in your living situation. Might be how you treat yourself. Do you not listen to your truth? Are you not trustworthy? Just follow through with what you need in order to become this being. So if you're going to rise from the ashes, you can't just throw yourself into the fire and hope everybody else takes care of it. This is going to be the time of bursts of fire and then portals of endings and huge new light challenges and downloads of sun and being fed and nurtured the way a plant is by a sun and feeling like you can grow and feeling warm and creating more and more of an environment that supports you. However, first, the illusions you're living are rooted in fear, lack, judgment. And as they collapse, you have to not fear it. You have to not assign something to it that this is a bad thing. You have to say, thank you for the freedom. Look for the bliss. Become the butterfly that the imaginal cell is waking up, and you don't know who you are. You don't know certainly where you're going, but you're not supposed to. You just have to not judge what is falling apart. You have to thank it and let it go. Because what is left is the wildflowers for the new year, real and aligned and alive. So you can see this is as I channel or speak these ideas, it becomes a poetic and a mystical experience. These words start to take you, they bring you into you. You can close your eyes if you want. You can surrender to the energies. You can let the thoughts that are rising up within you start to becoming something that is, could I let go of this? Could I surrender this known and unknown? You don't have to go find everything and do a job and talk to a therapist 50 times. You get drawn to doing a birth chart reading with me. You get drawn to doing a healing session with someone. You get drawn to read this book. You get drawn to listen to this beautiful chant. Whatever it is that is calling you to help you come into your center enough, into the eternal now, and let the illusions burn down. Don't be in the illusion when it's burning down. It's very painful because you're buying into the illusion. But when you step out, and this is what the year is asking you, is a very essential shift in your perspective of yourself. You are not outside of you. You are not controlled by a god, a deity, a priest, a father, a governor, a friend, a landlord. There is nothing outside of you that has power. And if you don't step back into you and start to see from you and start to choose from you, as confusing, uncertain, or painful as it might seem, it isn't, because it's finding your truth. And when you find that, it is a frequency of bliss and peace and joy and reverence and rest and acceptance and harmony and abundance and being in the flow and trusting that everything is there in every moment. So you're choosing that you're going to stand strong in your own power and path. And how do you do that? Let the fire elements, let the fire priestesses, let the goddesses and the energies and the wisdom of the fire as an alchemical friend, as it transforms the shape, the form, the element, the makeup, the structure, its shape shifts. But if you stand strong in your power and your path, you may not know what it is. You are here in the center. And you just stay there, watching everything else melt, reform, become blurry, become clear. And you choose what you embody. So you breathe in. I'm committed to my path and my spiritual mission, and I embody peace regardless of what unfolds around me. Let that truth enter the breath, enter your cells, and let the breath go. It travels up and down your body and then seeps out into the environment, the earth, and the air, bringing peace and the permission, the memory, the knowledge of embodying peace to all who encounter it. Feel and see it winding out through the world like sacred serpents of light, like sacred rivers of truth, everything winding, spiraling, and unfolding. Now breathe in to your heart and ask to connect to your unique soul vision. And as you let the breath go, it's like it lifts you up. It expands you. The stillness becomes you. You listen deeply, and then you become what you are listening to. Across time, the old worlds float around you. The symbols of the schools you've been in, the sacred mysteries you've known, the formulas, the spells, the programs, the ancient teachings. They are eternal. They are here now. The secrets to regenerate and to form alchemy on the body, the emotions, the spirit, the mind. You are capable of rebirth right now in this moment. This is your choice. Will you surrender to the fire? Will you become the fire? Will you choose to enter the flame, to burn the false illusions and rise with the light into your innate spiritual nature, resurrecting your truth, your powers, rebirthing and being an important element in the new world of harmony, oneness, peace, and prosperity. Now, as you are here, there is something important. Isis is here. She says that in this and many lives, you have a strong lineage, a sacred feminine wisdom weaving through your blood. This is a lineage of royalty. Royalty that is not like human royalty, taking, hoarding, based on I am better. You are royalty that creates worlds of equilibrium, beauty, harmony, and bliss. I am here to realize who I am, to embody peace, to stand strong in my own power and path. And I say yes of this essential request from Spirit. May the goddesses that I have been and served with, the frequencies of divine sacred energy that have been hidden in the earth, that have been waiting in our waters, that have been holding back. I will walk the path. I will be your words. I will be your hand. I will be your artist. I will be the voice. Now feel deep in your soul, in your belly, that fire. Is it stirring? Is it in your fingertips? Is it in your heart? Is it in your third eye? Is it in your root, your sacral, your toes? Where do you see a flame? What color is it? The violet flame purifies and transmutes all the past. There is no karma, and reconnects you, weaves you into your soul blueprint, all in one swift, easy breath. Then the breath of life fans the flame of these sacred flames, blue, red, yellow, white, purple, orange. The sacred flames have lived within you since you were born at the beginning of time. You're here because you chose to go through this, to deconstruct and to rise again. We're going to teach you over and over and over how to be reborn and how to die, how to let go and how to receive, how to deconstruct and how to build, and how to do it in grace for the greatest good of all concerned, that all may prosper, all may live in love, all may receive infinite abundance, wisdom, grace, and support. Feed the fire within you. Give it permission to take everything that no longer serves you. Call on the phoenix. The spirit of the phoenix is both the spirit that is done and ready to die, the one that dies in whatever form that is. It is the one that is dead. It is the one that becomes the dream and is inspired to be reborn. And it is the one that is birthed from nothingness, from the ashes. I call on the sacred fire because now in this moment, I remember the phoenix alchemy that I have known in the past, that I have experienced, and I trust now because the phoenix does not rise despite the fire. There is no conflict. There is no saboteur. There is no victim. There is no victimizer. The phoenix invites the fire because the phoenix rises because of it. When you are ready to be done, you call the phoenix, you call the fire. Stand here now as the fire within you and the phoenix of your past rise, burning away your illusions, your definitions of right and wrong, your attachment to lack, struggle, and time. The illusion is burning away now. Cultural, family, and institutions, belief systems, the core truth burns and burns and burns and burns. And now The fire rests. You stand in the core truth. Will you reemerge? If you believe you are the creator of your reality, and you are always speaking it into existence, and that your words are spells, and that your thoughts are instructions, and that your emotions are solar fuel, then it's time to claim your power of ancient phoenix alchemy. I connect to the temples, the calendars, the myths, the schools, the bodies, the guides that are encoded with this alchemy, this ability of rebirth at a higher level. Now you know nothing is withheld from you, that you're not waiting for everything, and that everything is here right now, ready, waiting for you. Now call in the breath that will ignite the fire within you, and breathe in and out, very strong, very powerful, 3 times, 3 times. Fan the flames inside of you that are ready, because as we enter the new moon, this pathway is the last shedding. This is your chance to truly release, to surrender, to enjoy, to embody. This is the moment. This is the marriage of the past, the present, the future. The fire was never against you. You can slow it, you can ride it. You can consciously burn illusions, purify intentions, ignite the sacred flame in your heart and your belly. This is the year. Use the wisdom of the fire. Don't fear it. Take back the power of the fire and reveal how you know how to use with it. Rise, become the creator you came here to be. It is done. It is already done. It is here. It is mine. It is at my fingertips. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Breathe into your body. Feel yourself now, purified, ready. I live from spirit. My true happiness is the path of bliss, and prosperity is the result, is the effect of me tuning in on every level. I let the phoenix waiting in my heart lead me through the dark and the light to walk the path of reawakening. And as you feel yourself coming back into the moment and into your body, declare that I am not a myth, that imagination is not powerless, and that I am embodying my ability to remember, to visualize, to feel, to manifest. I now declare that it is the truth that my words, my thoughts, and my feelings create reality. That alchemy becomes conscious creation. And I accept my telepathic pathways as I re-embody my natural rhythm. The natural heart listening. I am clarity in motion. I'm connected to my ancient lineages. And I converge into a modern path. The path I walk is a path of power. I come wrapped in love. I trust myself. I'm curious. The memories come forward. The moments of transformation are here. I walk into them. I immerse myself in them. I bathe myself in them. And I let the sacred mystery open the door as I stand on the threshold of the real life I came here to create. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May this circle be open yet unbroken, bathed in beauty, light, grace, and gratitude. We anchor this path, this community of light, as a global community of peace, love, grace, and joy. We ask that this energy walk with us, talk with us, emit from us, overflow from us, raising the frequency of the planet, of every place we go, offering love, beauty, harmony, and opening the doorway to a new world rooted in harmony and heart. The sacred feminine path is coming to life. It will awaken you. It will call you. It is for everyone. It is for all of us. It is for us. Honor your shedding. Honor your awakening. Play with the fire. Learn the fire. Because in a few weeks, you will be the fire. I will see you in a few days for the new moon journey, the last shedding. So the next new moon will be the eclipse of the Chinese New Year. It will be a new moon, it will be an eclipse, and it will be the beginning of the year of the fire horse. So we will go in this next beautiful journey into shedding the past so that you can remember who you are and enjoy. No longer having the fear, no longer having to play small, no longer having to wait, no longer hesitating. Oh, hi, Margit. I thought it might be Sylvia who changed her thing. Oh, nice to have you here. Wonderful. Well, thank you, everyone. I'm going to go and enjoy this. And I want to invite you to the March retreat. It is a very unique and special retreat. It is here in the Maya land. We're going to be going to 8 different sacred sites. And we're going with me and 2 masters. We will be part of the time with a Mayan wisdom keeper who will be taking us in a sacred way, interpreting the symbols, knowing the sacred chants. We will be in Chichen Itza at the base of the pyramid as the very first day of the sacred solar phenomenon, the archaeological phenomenon, where the equal triangles of light form down to the snake head. And we will be there activating with all the ancients in that place, this kundalini, this sacred energy. We will be receiving the fire and the light from the sun, and we will be connecting to the earth. We will be renewed as a pillar of light between the two. Every place we go, everything we do, we will be having this phoenix renewal. We'll be having this renewal. Maria Wheatley has decoded sacred sites in 17 other countries and has never been here. So it's going to be such a beautiful thing to combine her wisdom. She's a goddess girl. She's a druid. She's reads sites and speaks to them through the language of dowsing. She speaks to the ancient wisdom keepers of the long-skulled queens of the British Isles. She's become their sacred voice. And as the voice of the ancestors, we're here, and you could be part of the discovery because she has never decoded these pyramids. So we're going to have the ancient wisdom of the elder. We're going to have all of my experience of being at these places and what comes through the jaguar medicine. And then we're going to have the wisdom of Maria showing us, feeling, palpably decoding and experiencing these sacred places. Now, the stones are speaking, so you're going to have all of your own experiences for sure. There'll be lots of past life things happening, and we will be going to some of the most beautiful places and having these incredible experiences, walking with the ancient priestesses, walking the paths, sitting in the sacred sites, communing with the ancients, and the dragons are here. So it is the phoenix, it is the dragon, it's the ancient masters of light, Coco Khan, the feathered serpent, which is unconditional love and sacred knowledge. This is when you get to feed yourself with unconditional love and awaken the sacred knowledge you came here to gift to the world. So we're going to be loved and protected by the sacred jaguar. We're going to be transmuted by the sacred plume serpent. And we're going to be working with the priestesses of the ancient Maya, with Ishel, Earth Mother, with Ishmukene, Grandmother Jaguar, but all the other ancients that, because all the pyramids are connected, they're all built based on Atlantis. They're all speaking to Atlantis. So we'll be connecting to our Atlantean selves, and we'll be going to sites that are specifically grounded, carvings and people and beings that are Atlanteans that are holding, showing us there's a butterfly in our chest that we are here to free, that there's a solar shield on the back of our solar plexus that we are here to activate. Once we do that, it frees the butterfly in our chest, and then we are the butterfly that rises from the cocoon of who we were. The reason we've gone through everything is metamorphosizing. We are melting our old identity. There's nothing there that we don't already have within us. And then we're reforming into this new beautiful butterfly. So we have a lot of really beautiful things coming up this year, and I'm going to be sharing more of that soon. I will see you for the new moon. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Isis Rising. Oh, hi, Jillian. Hi, Jillian. Hi, Jillian. So, and Jillian, let me share this real quick. Jillian was in the Oracle. Morgana was in the Oracle class. So we're going to have another here. We're going to do this. It's going to be, remember, we didn't finish all the things that I wanted to do. So the live Oracle workshop that we started, the 3 divine secrets, we were, igniting our inner prophecy and meeting our inner oracle and doing all kinds of really wonderful work. So what we've done now is that the live stream contained the very important activations last week, and we're going to be editing that in the next week or two. And if you have the class, if you're part of the class, you're going to get class 1, class 2, class 3. And we will edit out those activations. You'll have the whole thing if you want to hear the readings, but you'll have the activations from the live stream that we did last. All the replays, they're instant access right now. So we're going to do the 3rd class on the 31st of January. And we're doing that. That's what Spirit told me this morning. So I said, okay. And you get all of them for this 50% off price. So we're going to leave it there for a little while longer. And this gives you a few weeks to move through this time of the new moon, to move through this time of all these energies are doing interesting things. So watch the show next week with Donna Stellhorn, because all the February energies, and then we talk about the new moon energies, and I'm going to be talking about the new moon energies, but we're using these for us to get ready for this fire year. Okay. So just be aware that that's a really great gift. And then we have we haven't updated this then so yet, but we're embodying these new practices. Everything is practical, repeatable. You get all the replays and so on. And we will come together live again on the 31st. So that's really fun. Whether you're new and you weren't with us, or you got the replay, you weren't able to come live, practice with them, repeat them, keep meeting your inner oracle, keep reconnecting to this part of you. Prepare, because when you're going fast on a fire horse, it's really good to not have to stop and say, oh yeah, how do I receive information, right? Or if I'm calling on that. So thank you, everybody. Lots of love. I just realized I wore this because of the orange for fire, but it's a butterfly. Isn't that wonderful? I want to show you something. I love the Maya wisdom. So this is Tula. These are giant statues, okay? Huge. I've been over there, talked to them, hung out with them. Wow, it was amazing. And this is a place called Tula, which actually means Atlantis. They knew they were from it. And these are women, and they're called Atlanteans. Now, they call them warriors. And so a lot of times in the past, they called them warriors of light. They didn't mean they caused war. It meant that they were vigilant about finding purity and reconnecting to spirit against the ego, against the negativity, against losing your power and losing your path and all of that. There's a butterfly on her chest. Okay. Now, there's a lot of other things going on here, and symbolism we'll go into, but that is a symbol of Atlantis. And the butterfly on the chest, and they all have this, is then there's another being called Chakmul, who's a I think mine is in my traveling altar right now. That is a solar being from Atlantis, and they brought them over from Atlantis, and they're here where we're going to be. We're going to be standing in front of them in the Museum of Chichen Itza with the Mayan wisdom elder. And I did this a few weeks ago, and I can tell you, I went in the museum. Thankfully, there was no one else there, because I stood in front of some of these statues and was just completely drawn into the energy of the magnetics of this energy. Some of them look like sleeping Buddhas. Some of them look like they're sitting cross-legged like a yogi, different mudras. There's a recreation of the temple where the jaguar and these are there, that we can go in and really think and feel and embody that we're going into our hearts. It's really profound to do this. And what happens is that Chakmul is always has his hands generally around the solar plexus, saying, draw that sun energy in. You have to do that. Then your butterfly gets fed with that light of your unconditional love and your sacred wisdom and is freed from your chest. And now that is the birth of that butterfly, right? That's when you begin to become a new being who exists in a totally different way in reality. The back of these beautiful girls has a solar disc on the solar plexus. So here's the heart, and down here's the solar plexus, and they have this as a solar disc. So there's a lot. So we're going to have too much fun. We're not going to go to Chula. That's over by Teotihuacan, but we will be going there again soon. It started to come up again. Have a beautiful day. And let's check in one more thing. So something that I find extremely profound is that as I'm becoming a daykeeper, again, in the Mayan tradition, I'm studying the sacred calendar, which is the Mayan zodiac, I guess would be, similar astrology, where you do your birth chart. And then I'm doing crosses, the destiny cross readings from your birth, your left-hand power, your right-hand power, your conception power, and your destiny powers, and what they are and how they're here to support you and all the rest of it. In the meantime, every single day sign has a day. And today is for Chen, and Chen is typically the monkey. And the beauty of today is that this sign is the patron of the arts. So this is a creative day. This is a day to honor creativity, your own, to honor other people's creativity. It's a beautiful day of a lot of celebrations, a lot of ceremonies, and renewing, refreshing, a lot. And then when you mix 4, because 4 is the feminine energy, the numbers are feminine, this is the combination of today. So I've offered this today on 4chan. Just as nature and the universe have their sacred geometries, so too do we human beings. The human body is one of the most extraordinary models of natural design and engineering, and the human mind is one of the most intricate and complex embodiments of living consciousness. Respect and honor your body and mind. The food you eat, the thoughts you think, the forms you exercise, you choose. The rest you grant yourself. The people you welcome into your life are all critical, balancing elements you need to live in complete harmony. And so if your mind and body are natural works of art, you are the artist. Honor the artist of your soul. I love that. Thank you, everybody. Honor the artist of your soul. You did a beautiful job. I love you. Oh, what's the closest airport for the March tour? It's Merida. Some people are coming in through Cancun because you can get cheaper flights, but then you have to add in the transportation time of about 4 hours to get across the jungle. And there's plenty of ways to do that. So you can weigh them against each other. But if you want, we can send you, anybody who's interested, we can send you the itinerary and the logistics so you can look at all of that information. Okay.